Good morning. It is a very grey day here and it has actually just started snowing. So I thought it would be a perfect day to try and experiment with a few different sourdough flavors and just have a cozy baking vlog. So I love sourdough and I've been making it for a couple of years now and I'm ready to really start experimenting with different kinds of flavors, and I thought it would be fun to try some holiday or Christmassy themed flavored sourdoughs. I know they sell them here, but if you're from the UK, then Terry's chocolate orange is something that is honestly synonymous with Christmas. I haven't had one in a very long time because they're obviously not vegan, but I have heard in the UK they do actually have a vegan version. But I thought I would try and make a sort of Terry's chocolate orange sourdough. The only non-dairy chips I was able to find are from Who, and they're just dark chocolate baking chips with 3 simple ingredients. So I don't know if these will be good. We'll try them out and we'll see how they taste. But apart from the chocolate, I'm gonna put orange zest, and I think that's it. And that's definitely very Terry's chocolate orangey. For the other two, I'm still deciding. So I want to kind of do a mulled wine one, but I don't think you can put wine in sourdough. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially make mulled wine, and with the orange peel that's in the mulled wine that's going to be simmering for at least an hour, I think they'll take the orange peel out and I'll put the orange peel in the bread. I'll definitely put a little bit of cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, those kind of things in there as well. Maybe not nutmeg, but I have to do a little bit of research because yeah, I'm not sure that you can put wine or anything like that in. The last one is actually not really Christmas themed, but my husband requested it. He said he's for some reason he's just obsessed with everything seasoning. So we're gonna try making an everything seasoning sourdough. And then if I come up with a different idea for a different sourdough that's Christmassy, then maybe I'll make that as well. But so far I've actually prepared all of the dough and I prepared it in just one bowl. I wasn't sure what I was gonna go with, so I thought it would be easier, especially because with sourdough I feel like you have to get on your timing really well. But anyway, I've just stretched and folded it for the second time, and we're going to do that 4 more times. I like to leave it an hour between each one, and then we'll separate them out and put all the fixings inside. But I need to pop to the shops and get some oranges, and then we'll make some mulled wine. Wow, those are so much better than I thought they were going to be. Oh yeah. Ooh, highly recommend. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, I think the sourdough is finally risen enough. Ooh. Yeah, look at that. So now I need to split this into 3, and then we're going to add all of our, I want to say insides. The contents. We're going to add the contents of whatever I've decided to put in the bread, and then we will shape them. I'm going to try and pull them out really nice and wide so that I can put as many different pieces in and then roll them up. I always have a problem with even spread. Is this not so fun? It's like a ball of jelly. You can see all of these lovely bubbles. I'm going to be pretty chill about measuring. We're just gonna wish me luck. Okay, so for the shaping and putting all the contents inside the sourdough loaves, I just lightly floured a surface and then poured out my dough onto it. And I very poorly, haphazardly split my dough into 3. I started with the Terry's chocolate orange because I thought this might be the most straightforward one. And I just spread it out as wide as I possibly could and layered in all of my contents. So I put a bunch of chocolate chips in there and then as much of the zest that I could get out of one orange. And then I decided to fold it from the sides. I thought this might give better layering and distribution of chocolate chips and the orange zest. And then yeah, I just used a surface to create some tension and then put it to the side to rest for about 20 minutes before its second shaping. And then I just repeated this for the other 2 sourdoughs. So for the everything seasoning, I actually kind of ran out, which is a shame. I wanted to put more in there. And then the same for the mulled wine. I just chopped up the orange peel and then I layered brown sugar, cinnamon, clove, the orange peel as much as I could. I wasn't sure how much to do, so I was a little bit more conservative, but I reckon I could probably do a lot more next time. Not of the orange peel, but of the cinnamon, the clove, and the brown sugar. And then I just wrapped everything up, put them to the side for their second shaping. The second shaping is very simple. It's kind of the same thing where you just spread it out a little bit, fold it in itself, roll it up, and then put it in its banneton to prove. Okay, each loaf has been shaped twice and now they're just sitting in their bannetons to prove for maybe an hour, and then I'll put them in the fridge and we'll bake them in the morning. Instead of using plastic wrap or whatever, I actually just reuse these compostable vegetable bags that I would get from the supermarket, and I often will get them so that I can use them for this purpose, and then I just reuse them. This helps to keep them from going dry in the fridge. I haven't found another way. If I will put a wet cloth over them, it will be dry by the morning, which is kind of annoying because I usually put a dry cloth over it just when it's proving because I can just re-wet it every single time. This probably wouldn't be such an issue back in the UK or in a different place. Denver is really dry. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Denver is really dry. So yeah, I'm just going to put them in the bags, give them an hour to prove, and then shove them in the fridge. I managed to start really early today, which is the only reason why I'm taking absolute pains to do all this all properly. I've become quite lazy with my sourdough, and sometimes if I'm like really want to go to bed, I won't even bother letting them to prove and I'll just shove them straight in the fridge. More often than not, they turn out just fine. Good morning, it's finally time to bake our sourdoughs and see how they turned out. I've just put the oven on to 500 while that is warming up. I also put my pot in there and let that heat up at the same time, and then yeah, we'll start baking them and see how they turned out. So when I'm baking the sourdough, I follow exactly the same routine every single time. I preheat my oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit and I put my pot that I'm going to bake the bread in inside the oven whilst it's preheating. When the oven has come to temperature, I will take the pot out of the oven and I will put my dough into the pot. I'll score it. I tend to go for a cross shape because this gives me the best ear. Then I replace the lid and I bake it for about 26 minutes at 500 degrees. After 26 minutes, I will lower the temperature of the oven to about 435 and I will take the lid off and cook it for between 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, the everything one came out. I just put the mulled wine one in, so we'll see. That's the one that I'm particularly worried about, so we'll see how that turns out. Fingers crossed. Okay, I think I was right to worry about the mulled wine one because it's a little flat and it's split. Hopefully it will still taste good. I was really happy with how these loaves were turning out. You can definitely tell that the mulled wine loaf was the smallest, and it was the only one that I had a bit of a trouble with, but it's so fun to experiment with different methods of cooking and baking and different ingredients and just trying out different flavors. So regardless, I was really happy with the fact that I actually went for it. I'm just gonna wait for them to fully cool so that they're not gummy or anything inside, and then we'll do a little taste test. The Terry's chocolate orange one definitely came out the best in terms of its rise, but I didn't really cut it well enough to get a good ear, but the first one, good ear, fine rise, that mulled wine one. When I was folding it up last night, it definitely felt too wet. This is just what happens when you experiment. So yeah, I'll wait for them to cool down fully and then we will do a proper taste test and see what the distribution is like, see if it tastes good, and yeah. Okay, we're gonna do a little taste test. This is a moment of truth. We're gonna cut these and well, I'm gonna cut these and then we're gonna see what it looks like inside. So this first one is just an everything loaf. I put as much as I could inside and then I put a little bit on top. Maybe that was a mistake because it burned a little bit.
Nice.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely the everything seasoning is kind of exactly. Okay, this is what it looks like inside. Yeah, I guess maybe there wasn't enough in there. Okay. Moment of truth. Cheers. All I can taste is poppy seed.
That is the main flavor, isn't it? It's the only thing I see. I definitely don't smell anything, but as soon as I bite into it, I taste it.
Honestly, that just tastes like a normal sourdough loaf to me. Okay, that's fine. Let's move on.
Good baseline.
Good baseline, yeah. That's a really nice, just very simple one. But
I do get a bit of sesame taste as well.
You do? Maybe because I've done it on the outside. When you go inside, you might get a bit more for a nice crunch.
Good, solid foundational sourdough. Almost everything.
Okay, next one. The bit sad one is the mulled wine. As you can see, it's a bit flatter, so the rise wasn't as good. And I think it's because of, as I said earlier, it was wet, so it kind of split a little bit. Let's see how it tastes. See if it even tastes of mulled wine or orange or anything. Oh, that smells really good. Wow, that smells like mulled wine. I would say the first one, I would give an 8 out of 10 because it's a good sourdough loaf, but just didn't really taste as much. I should have put way more everything seasoning in it, I think. Unfortunately, my microphone is having a bit of a tough time, so it was a bit crackly, so I'm just going to voice over instead. But essentially what I was saying is that with the everything seasoning, it really did taste good when you got a bit, but I don't think I put quite enough seasoning in, and I don't think that I put enough in as I was sort of rolling the dough up. But it was a really great baseline for a sourdough loaf. The next one with the mulled wine, I think the brown sugar and the cinnamon went really well with the kind of bitter orange flavor of the rind. What I would do next time is let them dry out just a little bit more and cut them smaller, and then probably put even more brown sugar and even more cinnamon in there as well. And then finally with the Terry's chocolate orange one, honestly, there is nothing, I don't think there's anything bad to say about this one. I think that there was enough orange zest, I think there were enough chocolate chips. The rise was really good, and I just loved everything about this loaf. I'm definitely going to make this one again. Let me know in the comments which one you think would be your favorite one, and thank you for watching. I'm uploading videos every other day at the moment, so make sure you're subscribed and give the video a like if you did like it, and I will see you on Friday.